Hey y'all, good morning. I'm still working on this, so bear with me. I was trying to get my, I wanted to test it out this morning. So. Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Thank you for coming in so quickly. I was actually also watching the tail end of Jasmine's premiere. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me in the chat? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I have to do some minor edits just in time to enjoy my coffee. Yes, 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 yes. So yeah, I see where I've got to do a couple little tweaks on this intro, but good morning. Good morning, guys. How are you? I have to do can you hear me now? Okay, because it's an intro and it was a little bit longer than I expected. Plus, I didn't even go get my coffee. I left it in my bedroom. So I didn't want you guys to have to wait any longer. And I was trying to do 3 things literally at the same time. Tea Loving and Living Life. Good morning. You're not working today, ma'am? Tea Loving and Living Life is one of those beautiful flight attendants that we see when we get on the planes in the morning or evening, whatever. Good morning, Estrelita. Hi, Kitten Zombie. Hi, Erica. Good morning. Hi, Ebony Kemp. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay now? So, T, you are off today. Okay. Erica, good morning. Good morning. Notification gang. How are you? Mary Blue, how are you? Ebony Kemp had it popping in the chat. So yeah, guys, I'm working on a couple new intros, just, just a new little visual. We can't always look at the same thing all the time. And then trying to find music and stuff like that. So it takes a little bit of time. Sometimes just luck out and find some stuff that you like, but I don't like to always use the same stuff that I use for videos, on, kind of like, hey, I'm hitting the live button. Let me, give everyone some time to come in. That's why I use the longer lives at the beginning, the longer intros at the beginning of lives, just because it gives a little bit of time for everyone to kind of gather and come in. But yeah, let's get to it really quick. So a couple different things. So Jasmine just had a premiere. The reason why she had to move so quickly or whatever, I mean, I don't think she understands that most people understand who've rented places before, how shit happens. However, the weird thing to me, is that instead of saying we had to pay first and last as a deposit, the fact that she thinks she's paying 2 deposits is weird. I guess it's the total of what would be 2 deposits, but you're paying 1 deposit. Because really and truly, every state has different laws, but correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows. I mean, based on someone's credit, you can have stipulations that you need an extra month of this or an extra month of that, based on like a legit criteria that you accept, like that you have stated, like if your credit is below this or if you've had that, because you can't have a sliding scale benchmark. I don't want to say legally. I mean, if you're the homeowner, you're the property owner, you have a right to rent to who you want. But kind of that subjective benchmark, that's not clear. Like, look, if you have XYZ credit, this is the situation that's going to happen. But the fact that when she says we had to pay 2 deposits, I'm like, can you understand that it's first and last month rent? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to any of you guys, but it's the weirdest thing, the way this woman kind of understands how things, like her level of understanding, or is it just the way that she relays stories, or all of the above? I mean, it's just awful. It's hard to understand. I mean, we had to give the equivalent of 3 months rent to move in, first, last, and security. Okay. We had to give a security, because first wasn't going to do. And just a regular deposit wasn't going to do because we've got bad credit. I don't get that woman. I just don't. But I was going to start off with just the fact that they moved into the new house. I saw Ebony Kemp, you saying that you hope they don't ruin the house. You know what? They gave 2 months of deposit. That's the risk that they're taking. The people know who they're renting to. I would assume they've done references. I would hope. So references in the way of credit checks or past apartments that they've rented. Girl, those walls are white. I'm sure they got buckets of white paint. And if Chris is smart, he'll have a bucket of white paint, and go and freshen up that house occasionally. You know what I mean? Let me just check and make sure my sound is good. And go and freshen up that house. Okay, perfect. Sounds good to me. Okay, so yeah, so I got the alert for the video yesterday, and hours had gone by. And I realized, oh yeah, I probably should watch this before I go to bed so I know what I'm talking about in the morning. I did not run to it. I mean, I don't know. I'm, you know what I mean? Like, congratulations. And I'm happy she's happy. I don't even want to say I'm happy for her, because I'm not happy for her. I don't feel any way about a rental home. It's not like they just got off the streets and went to a rental home. Then I would be happy, like, oh my God, they were homeless. This is awesome. It's just another rental. And at 30 years old, and at 30, almost 4 years old, and you've got a whole man living at your house with 5 children, you should have been in a house. And that might be easy for me to say from my high horse, as some people are probably sitting in the bushes and thinking right now, but okay. That's what I think. What I think doesn't necessarily have to be right. Okay. I just think if you have 4 children and a man who should be contributing to the household significantly, other than throwing around his sausage, um, if he can go to Wells Fargo, thank you for telling us where you bank, Jasmine. Jasmine does the weirdest things. We had to go to Wells Fargo. You could have gone to Bank of America for all we know. You could have gone to the damn check cashing place. If you're going to Wells Fargo to pick up money, why are you going to HEB to buy money orders? Can you tell me? Because they sell money orders called bank checks or cashier's checks at the bank. And if you have an account, usually you get a couple free with your account, right? Am I wrong? I know I can go to Bank of America, Chase, or my credit union and walk up because I have an account and say, I need $5,000. You know, when we purchased a car, I went and said, I need X number in a check, please. And that was that on that. And I don't know, I don't think I had to pay for it because you get a certain amount a year with my account type that they will write you a cashier check. Because, you know, there's shady people out here and you can't just write your own check. They want a check that they know is guaranteed. Okay. So like a money order, same thing, but a money order is from usually the check cashing place or Walmart money place, where you are paying and they're not just drawing. Well, you know, in theory, they're drawing from your account. It's the same thing, but it's not it's not typically from your bank. There's nothing different between a cashier's check and a money order. It's the same thing. It's just, I guess, the issuing authority and whatever. So anyway, silly problems. Like, she explains stuff like nobody knows anything. And it's like, Jasmine, it's you who don't know anything. Okay. Your audience is growing up around you and they are growing up at a faster pace than you. So when you're sitting there explaining stuff, it's like, girl, you don't think that we know this already? My God. Victoria, I thought she got another bedroom for the baby. She can, well, they have that huge bedroom. I'm sorry. You don't need to be in a huge bed. Look, that's a luxury. You are renting a home. You have a man that has a not so clear to your audience job situation. What do you need a 5 and 6 bedroom house for? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a luxury. I'm sorry. And not saying she doesn't deserve a nice place. The house looked very, obviously, I don't know if it was new or not. She said it was new, but Jazz Math could be, we don't know. Okay. It looks new. It looks about as new as Olivia's, what we found out, not purchased home, her rent to own. And it looked about as new as that, which that was newly renovated. Just because you've got some damn parquet floors and what is that called? Pergo? The ones that look like wood, but it's made out of like the laminate plastic or whatever. And white walls. I mean, guys, if you didn't get anything out of that home tour, whether it's a new development or not, at the end of the day, a bucket of ultra white will do wonders for your home. If you're trying to freshen up or you want to sell your house, go to Lowe's, get that is it Sherwin? It's not Sherwin Williams. Maybe it's Sherwin Williams. I'm not sure, but we've painted the kitchen ultra white. I love ultra white with the semi-gloss in it. Okay. So that way the walls are not drab. I hate a flat paint. You get the semi-gloss and get that thing ultra white, do the borders like a chalk or something, take it down and do a matte on your borders rather than the super shiny on your baseboards and trim. And it looks very sharp. I think that's a look that I like. Some people want color, and that's fine. Color is beautiful, but it makes your home look smaller. White makes your house look bigger, fresh, clean. Accent walls, I think, are good. But yeah, I mean, it was empty, right? What empty house doesn't look nice typically? And white walls I'm a fan of white walls. And they have a nice, great room so she can keep an eye on the kids, a big counter, all very good for a unattentive mom who doesn't need a lot of corners and hallways, because this chick is not paying attention to her kids. So the fact that she has a big room where all the kids can congregate and a door that can be opened up and you can see to the backyard and have the windows open and the backyard, the bulk of the windows in my house, a lot of the windows face the backyard, which I love, which gives you more privacy. Okay. So, that was my first observation, but let's go through it. Good morning to everyone. I know I didn't speak to everyone yet this morning, so don't feel away, guys. Let's see. I was kind of just notification gang, Dr. Amira. And I hope you don't mind, Natalie. Mysterious, good morning. Victoria Holiday, good morning. Jessica, Trinice, Della, good morning. Trinice, Lenice TV, if you're watching this on the replay, good morning. Tea Loving and Living Life is not on a flight this morning. Our jet setter. Good morning, Chanel Dior. Good morning, Kay Charisse. Let's see. Punchy Peach, how are you? Do you know, maybe it was Nisi who said this to me. She said she doesn't like mango. Interesting fun fact. So not to put her on Front Street for not liking a mango, but she said to me, it tastes like a punchy peach. And I was like, you know what? You're right. It tastes like if a peach and like a clementine had a baby or something. So I love mangoes, but when I saw you, I was like, punchy peach. And I remembered that was what Nisi said to me. She said it tastes like a punchy peach, which I was like, you know, it does. It tastes like a peach with a lot of kick. So, but yeah, I love mango. So exploring life with Tazzy, how are you? Hey. How's it going? I hope everyone in this chat is subscribed. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. I don't think I made the adjustment before I came in, but I'm going to. So go ahead, make sure you are subscribed. I'm not gonna put a long waiting period on it because I want everyone to be in here who wants to be in here. But if you want to be in here, definitely I'm gonna need for you to hit the subscribe button for me, okay? So just make sure, just check yourself right now. If you're not sure, if you don't know that you know that you know, go ahead and check. And you may as well hit the notification bell while you're at it so that you can be notified. And if you're getting notified and you're not subscribed, I'm going to have to meet you after class, okay? Okay. I don't know. I feel like I need to, after I'm done with this, I need to like take my computer all the way down. And fix some things. Okay. You know, sometimes you haven't, I don't know if some of you guys like just like restart your computers, but I try to restart my computer at least once a week. And I'm just feeling like it needs to be restarted. Let me do this. Okay. I hope we're not missing anyone. If you just got knocked out the chat, hit the subscribe button. And as long as you are subscribed to this channel for longer than 1 minute, you will be able to enter back into the chat. Okay. D Harold, how are you? Courtney Fixing Mommy. Cheryl Waz, good morning. Hi, Nina Nichelle. How are you? Cashier's check is for large amounts. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've asked for a bank check before. I just always say like bank check or whatever. But yeah, usually when I look at it, it's a cashier's check. My credit union, they are old school over there. The teller will go and she actually, I think they use some sort of a typewriter. I'm not even joking. They will sit up there and be like, okay, typing everything out. It's hilarious. Okay. So, but yeah, I don't, okay. So Where's my notes? Okay. Good morning, everyone. If I missed anyone, no harm, no foul. I love you guys. Annie, are you okay? That is one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs, by the way. I love the hook on that. And my other favorite, only because Naomi Campbell. Oh, is it Keep It in the Closet? With him and Naomi Campbell and Michael Jackson. Even though I never really thought Michael Jackson was sexy, that is like a sexy Michael Jackson video when they are just all hot and sweaty and all over each other. If you haven't seen it, go look it up on YouTube, just to refresh your memory. But that was a sexy one, with Michael and Naomi, and that's one of my favorite ones. But Annie, Are You Okay is another one of my favorites. Another interesting fun fact. So guys, the link is there. If you want to chime in, please do so. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Deuce and DeMarcus's mom, good morning, boo-boo. How are you? And you should, because they're probably worth some money, I would imagine. How are you doing today, Miss Friend? I hope you slept well. I did. Thank you so much, Walk by Faith. I was up a little late because I was messing around with these intros. I'm not satisfied with them yet. I like what I like the artwork. It'll just be the stuff for when you guys are coming into the chat. But I'm not satisfied with the music yet, so I'm still on the hunt. So, you know, I let something play today. That's not a finished product, but I was up late kind of messing around with stuff like that. Trolling around, finding music and stuff like that, in two different sources that I have for music, Epidemic Sound and something else. So just trying to find that my feel and audience's feel, you know what I'm saying? So, okay, guys, Jasmine got this house. She told us a lot of information. So first and foremost, we got a tour of the house. It's the first empty house tour. Good for you. That's awesome. I'm happy that you guys have a space that is your own, you know, by way of lease, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Like, renting a property is a big deal. Let Chris step up, get his ass outside, mow the damn lawn, buy some clippers, start to invest in his grown man. But Chris, what I also want you to do, if you're listening, or Mom Dukes, what I want you to be doing is get your credit together so you can go over to Reed's or Zales or Macy's and buy this woman a proper ring, please. Now, it doesn't have to be what anybody else has. It needs to be what you can afford and what you would like to present. But would you get Jasmine something other than that Cracker Jack Fugazi ring that she has on her finger? Okay? Because to me, ladies, also, I've said this, when you put a ring on your finger and it's not an engagement ring, I don't even know if that's a promise ring. I just know that if you put that ring on your finger, number one, you are speedballing, okay? Which means that you are moving the cart ahead of the horse, and you are not giving space and opportunity to let a man be a man and do his job, which is wife you up, and you not try to give him a daily reminder how uncomfortable you are because now you've gotten to be a certain age and you're walking around knocked up with 4 kids, and now you're going to have 2 baby fathers and 8 kids between the 2 of you. Okay, like, not our problem, but it's going to be your problem if you keep speedballing with this dude. Now you suckered him into a baby, you've suckered him into a house. Pineapples, what do you say? Kitten Zombie, Elise Buck, good morning. But you got this Cracker Jack Fugazi ring on your hand, and also you are putting out there that there's a certain style and size that you want, and homeboy can't afford that. I'm just gonna go on a limb with this Fugazi ass silly ring that you have on your, it looks like a cocktail ring that you wear, you know, that you go to Forever 21 and get like 4 for $20. You're giving him the notion that there's a certain size ring that you want. First of all, Jasmine, you have said you're not fancy. That ring is too ornate and too fancy for you. That's not your style, hun. It looks silly on you. You look fugazi. Okay? You look crazy. You look crazy, fugazi. All right? Take that crap off your finger. Own it. You're pregnant. You're not married. You got 2 baby fathers. And let that man notice that that ring finger is empty and give him an opportunity to secure the bag. Okay? Which we already know he did. He was already secured when we saw you drop $80 on the bed. Okay? My God. All right. Chris, get your credit together. You're 30 something years old with 8 children. You should have a credit card. You should have credit to be able to put your family under a roof. Period. The fact that you guys have 8 children between the 2 of you and not one person has decent enough credit to know that when you are out here trolling around Austin to secure new housing, let me tell you something, guys. One thing, when I realized, and it's not that I had terrible credit, but I had to make moves with my credit at a certain point in my life. But I moved into a house before I ever had a kid and got married. But what I can say is this: there was a certain point in my life when I knew like I wanted to have certain things and I had to be more disciplined and I had to not be loose with what I know is the right thing to do, which is to pay my bills on time, before time, and to not spend over and above what I had, and to be realistic with what my budget was, which my budget is what my monthly income was minus what I needed to live and what I needed to put to the side in case my car broke down or something like that, and what I had to spend. Okay. And it was a very tight budget, right? Even when I made more money, more problems, more money, more taste, more this, more I want that. You know what I mean? So when you're spending money to buy a bag or some shoes or an outfit to go out, but those are single girl problems. But what I'm saying is this: when you start having children, there is a certain awareness that I think everyone should have. And I'm not being judgmental in saying this. You should have it. If you don't, I feel bad for you, because you're going to come up to situations where you're going to wish you had. When you have a kid, you need to not think of yourself anymore. It's like when you're married. You can't just think of yourself anymore. You have to put the greater good for the people that you love and that depend on you ahead of you. So yeah, I want that Gucci bag, but you know what? Yeah, my husband probably wouldn't like that right now. I need to be a better steward of my money, to make sure I'm making wise decisions. And if I'm putting money to the side and I'm paying for it cash, and this is my thing and I'm not taking out of the household, then maybe I can justify it, right? But I'm not doing anything that is irresponsible with the family's finances. Does that make sense to everybody? If you can sock away money and go on a girls' trip to Vegas and you're not taking away, or a momcation to Houston and you're not taking away from your household to where you come back and you're evicted, cool. And I'm just using that as an example. I'm not talking about any one specific person, but I'm getting you into a recollection of a situation, of a situ, okay? There are ways to sock money. We are women, all the women up in here, your mom, grandma has told you how to sock some money away. $20 here, $100 there. Guys, I've been so lazy about posting this video. I have a video that's ready to go, but you're going to see. I went food shopping. I got $100 cash back. Where's that $100? It's in my stash. Okay. I try to take at least $50 to $100 a week and stash it. Okay. Because any of you guys who know me and follow my other channel, I've told you that I've been stashing for a certain item, a certain luxury item. And I want to pay cash for it. All right. And why? Because it's just going to feel good to like walk in with a stack, a couple, several stacks of money and not take anything away from my household, but just, it's money I saved, and it's money and it's a trophy to say I did this on my own. It's not on a credit card. It's not, I didn't get a bonus from work. I saved this, and it means something to me because I'm happy that I did it like this. It's just could I do it another way? Of course I could. But it's Rona, and I want to be better, and I want to save and pay cash, period. I don't need to just pay it off on my credit card, right? But there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, girl, especially if you're single and you're managing your own home and everything is good, girl, treat yourself. But at a certain point, when you get married and you're living with your man, or you're married, you have kids, you have to think, do I need those shoes, or do my kids need some jeans? Okay. Or camp is coming up. I better go and get an array of shorts, or it's time to refresh that underwear drawer for the baby. Let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. All right. So that being said, I just don't see those two making the necessary adjustments in their mindset, i.e. renting furniture, which you can go to there's stores. I don't know if Ashley Furniture works with bad credit, but there's a store here called Kimbrell's, and it's like a store account. Okay. It's just it's not renting, but you are paying. It's a store account, but it's kind of like, I guess, going to a buy here, pay here lot, but it's not renting. You are buying the furniture. They don't want that shit back. You go, you open an account. So there's plenty of furniture stores like that when you don't have like traditional credit that is just like, pick out what you want. And this is a store where they'll work with you. Okay. Jasmine, going to errands or wherever you went, girl, you're wasting your time. And if you feel like because you can just send something back, Babcock does that. Okay. And I would even venture to guess, what's that place called? Value City. Because they have traditional financing and they have store credit. Okay. But when you had all that money, all that stimmy money, you should have been prepared. You knew you wanted a house. Ever since Rona, the couch that I wanted, it just wasn't even available. It's still on back order now. They're back in production, but it's going to be a minute before I can get what I really want. And at the end of the day, the thing is I've been saving. You know what I mean? You got to save your money. It's really nice to not have a payment, because understand your bills can be one Big Lots. Big Lots I'd never been to, there's a Big Lots not far from me. And I don't even remember ever being to Big Lots, but I've been there at least a few times now. Maybe I went to Big Lots once with a friend of mine. She shops Big Lots. I like Family Dollar and Dollar General. So I never went to Big Lots before. And in New Jersey, we didn't have Big Lots. So even though I've been here for way too long to say I've never been to a certain store, but I'd never been to Big Lots. And last year, I was like, they have like furniture. Like, I thought their furniture was cute. It wasn't necessarily my taste, but it was good to know that they had furniture. Ashley's has nice things. Look, everyone's got different taste, and what's available at Bob's and American Freight might be someone's jam. Okay, so cool. But the main thing is Jasmine, girl, you got to grow up. You can't keep doing stuff. IKEA is low-key expensive. Okay. There's some stuff that's very economical, right? But there's sofas. There's a selection of sofas that are reasonable, but actually the sofa that I want, which is their largest sectional, it's a white sectional, And let me tell you, altogether, I mean, it's not super duper expensive, but it's around maybe $3,200, something like that. So plus tax and shipping, you're looking right around $4,000. But they've got $500, $600, $700. But she needs something durable, and in her price range, I would almost venture to guess that she's gonna have to spend some money. Not to mention, I have an IKEA credit card, and it's through Citibank. And if she can't rent an apartment, girl, Citibank is not extending you credit. Period. You're not going to get a home project card. Okay. That's what they call it. It is, I'm just going to go out on a limb with that. Okay. Call me, be mad, call me wrong. I'm sorry. But I love the house. Let me get back to the tour. The house was nice. The first thing I noticed is that when you walk in, immediately was bedrooms. I don't necessarily like bedrooms by the front door, especially when you've had problems with little ones opening doors. So I would hope that they have that front door well secured when she is cocooning in the house, which I suspect that she will be doing. I would almost think, are you guys going to even open the front door? We barely open our front door. We go out through the garage all the time. To the point where sometimes I have to just like, I want to go out the front door. Okay. But we go out the garage all the time. We barely use the front door. If I were her, I would make sure she's got some sort of latch, because remember, little man and the twins opened up doors and let the police in right that night. So let's make sure, because now they're not just walking out into a breezeway. If that were to happen, they could be out on the street. And God only knows, Jasmine's front yard could be 10 feet from the street. We don't know how big the front yard is, but I would definitely have some sort of a security latch so that if the kids did open up the door, they're not walking right on out the house like happens to a lot of people, right? Because that shit happens. Yes, Miss OKC, she should go furnish her stuff at Big Lots. Open up a Big Lots account. Don't like they have kids' rooms. I don't like bedrooms like with access at the front door. You know what I mean? Even if your bedroom is in theory in front of the house, that it's not so, because I think that their bedroom is in the back, which we saw another mommy's house who was kind of similar to that. We saw Chrissy's house is on the downstairs, and then at Ming's house, hers was obviously not the same house at all, but a very similar in the sense that you have bedrooms in the front, master in the back kind of thing. I liked the house. I'm not even gonna say, you know what I mean? It's a nice house. I like that she's got a space for her office. That's cool. I just think they need to put something to secure that front door, because you've got basically toddlers, or, preschoolers now, I guess would be more appropriate. I think it's dangerous to not have some sort of like the hotel type latch that will basically stop that door from even opening. Girl, of course, Deuce and DeMarcus's mom said Aiden's going to try and go through the doggy door. Duh. Like, he probably has already done it 5 times. Look, both the twins have done it. Okay. If they're still small enough, I don't know, but I would not be surprised. She needs to secure that thing, because at the end of the day, if a dog can come through it, so can a raccoon, so can a skunk, so can a mouse. So make sure that you've got the trap door closed. Make sure the trap is closed, okay? Because at the end of the day, you've got to open things. Don't think for a minute that anything from outside can come in if they smell food. And as much as you guys are going to be barbecuing and sweet sauce and yum and all kinds of sweet chili Thai sauce, let me tell you, if you've never tried the sweet chili Thai sauce, it's made by Great Value, so it's Walmart brand. Let me tell you something. You make some chicken and dip it in that sweet Thai sauce. My God, it's so good. I like it's like a regular sweet and sour sauce, but it's punchier, like a punchy peach. So it's got a little sweet, but it's got chili flakes in there for that ass. Okay, it's hot. Why put the twins downstairs? Do they even have upstairs? Did I miss something? I thought all the bedrooms were downstairs. I thought it was a ranch style house. I wasn't sure. I think it's a ranch. Let's go see. Guys, who's calling in? Arlene, where are you? Arlene, if you are out here, Arlene in Louisiana, we need an update. What's going on with the kids? How's everything going? Arlene, who had her 19-year-old, maybe it was even her 18-year-old, moving out with her boyfriend, seemed to have her head on her shoulders better than this 30-year-old mommy of 4, almost 5, and collective wannabe stepmom to another 3. Okay. Arlene, where you at? Where you at? Anyone who's coming in at this moment, good morning. If you are on the outside looking in and you're like, it's in subscriber mode only, hit the subscribe button, and within 1 minute, you will have access to the channel. It's just, that's pretty much the way it's going to be. I need, if you want to come chat over here, I think that it's a good idea, and it really warms my heart for you to come through in a meaningful way, and having hit that subscribe button. Okay. So I appreciate that. I was rewatching to read through the chat the other day, and the live reaction we did last week with Jasmine, and let's see if we're gonna have to give her the old "you're fired" again. Okay, let's see, because Jasmine, girl, you be doing the most. You do the absolute most, and don't even get a good return on what the hell's going on. Okay, let me pull this up. Jasmine, are you fired? And thank you, guys. Let me also say this to all of the new subscribers. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. What was so funny yesterday when I went live yesterday afternoon, when we showed that very naughty YouTuber who was taking a shower. You guys were dying in the comments, and it was so funny. I was shocked that you guys didn't even know that existed. I cannot believe that you guys did not know that was out here. That shining mom moment on the YouTube streets. Okay, live chat replay is not available for this video. Okay, so just so you know. That was my laces coming up. Woo, it's been a freaking day. I'm so tired. Oh my God. And we're not even done. You better not be eating in that room. Girl, did you bring any of the roaches from that apartment to the house? I hope not. If I were them, I would let everything sit in the garage and take things in one by one, because we know that they had a bug problem in that house. I'm just being honest. I hate guys, and if you are out here and you have not yet hit the like button, yes, it's been a day. Go ahead and get those likes up for me, please. Step out and then step back in. I would really appreciate that. And I'm just sitting here waiting on Chris to come. I just finished putting up all this stuff. He's bringing the truck now. Girl, go to sleep. You're carrying a whole baby. We're gonna unload that, and we have to go back. I don't know what time it is. Need to hurry up. Can I just say something really quick? Yeah, we filmed a house tour. Okay, let me say something really. First of all, her energy is like, oh my God. I know you just moved, and I know that just because you're pregnant doesn't mean that you can't do things, but because you are pregnant, there are just some things you should not be doing. And I hope that Chris is bringing boxes in and stacking them on a table so that you are not stressing your belly because you think you need to move in with a quickness when you've been talking about moving for over a year. You dragged your ass to move. Now you've moved. Relax a little bit. I mean, I know you want to get unpacked and get the kids situated, but at the end of the day, you cannot jeopardize your pregnancy because you want to have things be a certain way right away. Have Chris stack them damn boxes. That's what you got a whole garage for. Stack those boxes. That's what we did. We brought stuff in little by little. We had a ton of stuff in the living room when we moved, but a lot of stuff stayed in the garage, and box by box, I would bring them in and unpack. I didn't want to have a freaking Amazon warehouse up in my living room. I just didn't want that. And I had to work and we had to live. So we got the things that we needed and the things that we just kind of had to have eventually. You know, on the weekend, okay, let's open some more boxes. But kitchen stuff, clothes, getting the bedroom set up, home decor, I still have home decor sitting in a side room because we're not finished painting. Okay. She's always tired. Yes, very low energy. So you already know what that means. Let's go ahead and do what we do over here, which is let's go ahead and start at 1 1/4. That usually works pretty well. But it could even go up to 1 1/2 because she talks so freaking slow. Okay. Jazz, let me take off the "you're fired" for right now, but I feel like it's coming back. Oh my God.
For today. So I'm gonna try to edit all that tonight. It's been storming. It's been I swear every time we move, it's always something. It's either freezing cold or freezing cold rain or rain. And today it is rain.
It's called life.
I'm here. I just finished. What sucks is that we're not gonna have any couches for a while because I have to wait for them to. Because I rent my couches, so I have to. They like to move their own products. They don't, just in case something ever happens to it, even though it's warranty. But it makes sense, I guess.
Okay, I didn't miss that, guys. So we rent our couches. I'm just gonna go on a whim and just say we need to go ahead and accelerate because she is messing with my morning vibe.
Yes, it's my first night in the house. Oh, I've been watching your old videos this morning.
Morning vibe.
Yes. Oh my God, guys. You see my lace, right? I mean, it was already kind of lifted, so I ran out of Got to Be Blue spray. But when it started pouring, because I came back to the house. Long story short, I'm not gonna get into it. I talked about it in the vlog, but I came back to the house trying to rush.
Verena, you are not imagining things. Jasmine has no shame. She is shameless. Okay, shameless in her in how she acquires her furniture. It's all she rents her couches, and they want to move their own stuff. Of course they do. Okay, that's how they work. And if you don't pay, there will be 2 very large guys that look like they work at the Boom Boom Room that will be coming through with the van to come pick your stuff up. Okay. Oh my goodness. Didn't she rent that dining room table too? Wintrust, she makes you tired.
That kind of left Chris at home.
Just buy a cat. Exactly.
And he was finishing up there. I brought the kids back, and I went to the grocery store. Woo! Kaylin and Maya was helping me bring the stuff in.
That fugazi rain.
We got rain that freak on. Like, it was bad. Are you gonna miss your apartments? Heck no, girl. Nope.
Who is dumb enough in the? I'm sorry, Bougie Gang. If you ask that question, I'm sorry. Who is dumb enough to ask somebody if you're gonna miss the apartment? Why would you, if you watch My Jazzy Life and you took your old crusty tail into the chat to ask, are you going to miss the apartment? What are they? They're not even going to miss the pool. They barely went to the pool. She never went to the workout room, as far as we know. What's she gonna miss? She hated that place. How are you watching My Jazzy Life and not know that after Chrissy moved into that house, Jasmine could not even control herself, okay? Jasmine was having FOMO like a mofo the minute that Chrissy moved into that home that eventually had the roof cave in the laundry room. Jasmine was in that apartment for a month and she lost her shit, okay? And she's been talking about moving ever since. Look at her face right now, okay?
On it. No. Oh, you're really sweet.
Hey, Red Pill, good morning. Hey, Camilla, good morning.
Oh, is that behind me? So that's the TV stand that was downstairs.
Brandy, good morning.
We put it
Liz,
in here.
good morning. Meow, Lisa.
We don't need a TV stand anymore. We don't need one in our
Q.
room, twin room, or twin room. So it's probably just going to be in here. We'll put some decoration on it, somehow fix it up. I don't know. Maybe I can look on Pinterest. I get the pregnancy though. I don't know why you saying that. My nose is spreading.
Girl, bye. It's been like that. It is a little bigger. It is a little bigger. It is. Look, you know what pregnancy nose comes from? You can't breathe. Go get an antihistamine. Go to a ear, nose, and throat doctor. Stop. Your general practitioner sucks. That's all I'm going to say. Look, there is you can see her face stays swollen and her nose is always on like overdrive. It's because she's got nasal problems and she needs to go to a ear, nose, and throat doctor so that they can figure out if she has a deviated septum or what type of allergies that she has, because she is miserable and she's always gasping for air. Right now with the pregnancy, you can hear it even more. And when you are gasping for air, you're not getting enough oxygen. Oxygen is what pumps your blood. Your blood flow runs to your brain and your heart. I mean, guys, it all works together, okay? It's actually really important that she gets the proper amount of air. Everyone, you know what I mean? Like, there's people who find out that they've been at 30 and 40% capacity. It's like a real thing, guys. So I really, really, really believe, and I'm on record several times now stating that it's not allergies. There's something else going on with her bronchial passages. She's always swollen in the face. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that as in when people started telling, was it Wendy? Not Wendy. There was a TV talk show person there was a nurse or two that one day, I guess this person's thyroid popped and they started getting messages like, hey, you need to go to your doctor immediately and get your thyroid checked. They weren't hating. They noticed something. And because they were medical professionals or had a family member that had a situation, and this person they had thyroid cancer. So I'm not saying she has cancer by any means, but what I'm saying is clearly she has a problem in she has some sort of a nasal issue. So.
Sorry, this last second a little bit more. Okay, look. I'm a little irritated myself. So I had vlogged a little bit and I accidentally deleted that clip because we were filming the house tour. So
she accidentally deleted the clip. I'm gonna need for you to turn in your camera. Okay. Look at that little slick, sly look she got going on there. Girl, you are getting your G7 Mach 3 repoed at this moment, and you might have to turn in your phone. How are you continuously deleting stuff that requires you to select it, hit delete, and confirm delete? How are you going through 3 steps and accidentally deleting shit? Girl, stop lying.
I promise. Tonight, I'll be aside. I will post the house tour tonight. I'm gonna edit it tonight and post it. I don't care how late it is. Y'all just make sure I got your notifications on, and then I'll post the house tour because everybody keep asking me, so I'll post it. I'm glad.
I barely knew she moved. I knew they got approved from the other day. I didn't know they were on the move. I don't really follow her Instagram because it's so freaking boring and I can't move it. I can't advance it fast.
Thank you. Yes, I'm glad it worked out too. All the TVs, eventually probably the living room TV, we decided to just pay someone to do that one because we And our apartment, we put holes. Y'all seen holes. There's holes everywhere. Trying to mount the little TV, so you can imagine with that big TV.
Because Chris is a fucking idiot. Okay, there are mounts. I'm sure there's at least 2 of you in here who have mounted your own TVs. Okay, but if you got that dude up in your house, okay, somebody who is handy or someone who can go watch a damn YouTube video, they can learn how to put up a TV. Like most men who are handy, or they have a decent enough job that they can call a task rabbit, or their homeboy who is good with electronics. We don't have any cables hanging around here. Okay. There are no cords. Okay. It's a no cord zone over here. Jasmine, tell Chris while he's sitting around the house to go watch some YouTube videos other than reactions. Tell Mr. Sykesville that we need him to go and learn something, put 20 on 10 and figure out how to manage this house, because you got a lot to do, sir. You better go get your Lowe's situation happening and get your home defense and get your lawnmower and your shovel and your brooms and your lawn equipment and handle, because you don't want that house to be sticking out as the rental on the street, because you can always point out, and I'm sorry guys, be mad. I don't care. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's the truth. It's the truth. Have you rented a home and not taken the best care of the front yard? Was managing the yard your responsibility and you guys kind of slacked on it a little bit? That's what I'm talking about. All right. Don't be the house that looks like people are not caring for the yard. And typically, you know, I mean, you're not going to care as much about the house because it's not yours. You're going to be checking the box because the landlord told you that they could save you $30 a month on the rent because they're not going to send the landscaper over there. And you guys are like, okay. Well, not remembering that you need to go buy a $200 or $300 lawnmower, okay, and keep it filled with what? Gas that you can't even fit in your car. Jasmine, you barely keep your car filled.
It's sitting up on a TV mount right now, so we can leave it on there for a while. But the kids' TV, there's mounts in every room. There's mounts in every room, even in our room. Can't wait to see it. Yes, make sure you have notifications on. I can't wait to get my house. Oh, minutes ago. Yes, girl. Yeah, I'm close to my mom. Yeah, so my mom, y'all make sure y'all pray for my mom. So tomorrow my mom's having surgery. I don't know if she's gonna. I told her to go live and tell y'all what she's been at. I gotta edit her Juneteenth video. I still have to edit that, but she's having surgery tomorrow. As you guys know, my mom was in the hospital. I want to say a couple weeks ago. And what did she tell me? Let me go read. I don't want to give y'all the wrong information of what's wrong with her, but I know it's something to do with her spine. Let's see.
Jasmine, I'm gonna need for you to turn in your daughter card, please. Jasmine, I'm not sure what's wrong with her. I think it's something to do with her spine. Oh, okay. Okay. And where are you? Oh, maybe Rona, she can't go to, but you're her daughter. So who's at the hospital with who's going to be at the hospital with your mom? Who's taking your mom for spine surgery or procedure? Her boyfriend? Her not next of kin is going to be there making decisions and talking to the doctors? I hope not. Maybe your brother. Maybe your brother. Okay, maybe. I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? And you don't know it. I think it's something with her spine. Oh, okay, that's it. Oh, okay. And if surgery goes wrong, God forbid, is Mr. Jack promised to love and cherish her in sickness and in health until death do they part? Is he going to be there? Because there's some married men that don't take care of bedridden wives. Okay, I'm just going to say it. It's true. Y'all, if you don't have any reason to be healthy and stay healthy, girl, if your husband can't get cereal made on a Sunday, what's going to happen if something happens to you? Okay? Are you, maybe he'll be at the house, but are you going to have, look what happened to B. Smith. B. Smith had a severe stroke, and what did her husband do? Moved his girlfriend in the house when she started getting Alzheimer's. Okay? Ladies, stay healthy, all right? That poor woman was suffering with dementia and Alzheimer's, and her husband is over there with another woman in the house. Period.
I don't know. I can't remember exactly. Oh wait, no, that's not it.
Before you eat that second donut, think about what I just said, okay? Treat yourself, enjoy life, enjoy food. There's nothing wrong with it, but just make sure you put your health first, because you got to take care of your family and yourself, girl. Because moms don't get sick days, okay? Moms don't get sick days.
She'll just have a surgical procedure tomorrow. I'm trying to read all her messages. I can't even, I was talking to her too. But yeah, praise my mom. She's having surgery tomorrow. So she's going to be, as much as she wants to come to the house and stuff, and she's probably just going to be at the house relaxing for a while until she starts feeling better. And I just know her spine.
Jasmine is fucking clueless. So something with her spine. She's going to be at the house resting for a while till she's feeling better. Where's your ass going to be? Why aren't you having a bed made up in all those extra rooms that you have, and have your mother pick her up? The luxury of having an extra room and being a good daughter is either you go over there and you sleep your ass over there and bring the kids, or Chris watch the kids. I mean, if he's on stepdaddy duty, whatever, get them those aunts, whatever, and you go over there and help take care of your mother. Your mother has had surgery, so Mr. Jack is going to have to take her to the bathroom and help her. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's helping your mother get in and out of bed, get her washed up and changed, make sure she doesn't slip and fall? Is it your brother's wife or your brother's girlfriend? See, Jasmine, you are a trifling female, okay? Period. I'm telling you, the stuff that you're doing now and you are not teaching your daughters, God help you when you get to be your mother's age, because Kaylin will be deuces. Kaylin's going to probably be living in Tokyo somewhere, okay? Kaylin's going to be like in Tokyo or Australia. Amaya is going to be like, I'm sorry, I'm busy. And the twins, I don't know. They just might, I don't know where they'll be. They're going to be busy too. And Aiden's a boy. You can't expect some other woman to come take care of you. That's not your daughter. Okay? You got 3 daughters, and your mother has you and your other sister, but you're the one who is able-bodied enough to do what you should do as a daughter, and you don't even know what type of procedure she's having. And doesn't sound much like you're going to go check on her. Like, girl, you are creepy AF.
Fine. It makes it hard for her to sit up, stand up, and everything like that. So she's been kind of in a lot of pain. And I was going to take the kids over to her house, but I just feel like she just needs time to relax. Chris coming. She just needs time to relax. You know, just
you're a fucking dimwit.
I just pray for a safe, healthy recovery, safe surgery, and everything.
She's a dimwit. She's one of these people, guys, and I hope this has not ever happened to you. My mom and dad were really very sick before my dad wasn't as much as my mom, but really quick. There are people who your relatives check into the hospital and literally nobody's fucking there. Okay. And I know with Rona, it was really hard to be there, but when you have a seriously ill family member, you have got to have someone vigil at the hospital, period, asking questions, because you just do. Okay. My mother made it through a very serious situation because someone was there round the clock. All of us were there. My mother's caregiver died of the exact same thing. My mom got infected with C. diff when she went to rehab after surgery. Any of you medical people out there know what C. diff is. It runs rampant in the, like, more of the senior care facilities or the rehab facilities. And it's always in the hospitals too. They try to control it as much as they possibly can, but it's one of those super bugs that lives in the hospitals. Anyway, long story short, my mom got it in her colon. Okay. She ended up having to have a serious surgery to save her life. But at a certain point, my mom coded, and the doctor was basically not trying to take additional interventions at a certain point. And before she had gotten cleared for surgery, we actually had a doctor basically tell us to let her go, that she was 70 something. She'd lived a long life. They don't know if she's going to make it through surgery. One of my older sisters went down to administration and had her immediately taken off of the case. She was fired. We gave her this, guys, with her smug ass. Like, oh, you're 72, 73, you're not worth anything anymore, so you don't get to live. Trust me. I'm not saying that all doctors do that, but sometimes they're giving you the worst case scenario to not put the family through additional and sometimes resources or whatever. We were just like, what the fuck? So she was fired. And you can do that. If you don't know that, it is really taboo to do in a hospital, but you can most definitely ask for another physician to be assigned to a case and report any notion of malpractice potentially. Okay. Because at the end of the day, they don't want to be sued. All right. So let me see what Miss OKC is saying. Exactly. My parents are both gone. But even so, me and four, she still deserves to get good care. I mean, she works for the state, so she probably has very good insurance, Mom Dukes. I remember her saying something about her knees and her hips, and she had to lose weight to get surgery. But if she's saying something with her spine, maybe she does have a spinal injury, and that could be what's causing her back pain, because she sits in her kitchen to cook and everything. So maybe that's why she can't stand for long periods of time. Also, Mom Dukes has a dunk. She got a dunk. We've seen that. And that's probably hard on her knees and on her hips. So I'm assuming she's having something done to improve her quality of life, I would hope. But Jasmine, why in the fuck are you not there? And why are you not planning to be there? No woman wants, you know what I mean? Like, that's not her. I mean, whatever. I don't know how she feels about it, but I would be happier if my daughter came to help me when I can't pull my pants up or wipe my ass, rather than have to ask my husband to do it. And I have a whole able-bodied daughter that can come and help me in my time of need after I wiped your ass for years on years on years. Okay. I'm just saying.
Yes, it's spinal surgery. Yeah, I'm happy, but I'm tired.
She probably turned off the comments because they probably lit her ass up in the comments.
So early this morning to go get the truck. Like, we woke up at 5. I am tired. I can only imagine Chris, because although me and Caleb will help him bring stuff downstairs, like, he really got rained on, first of all, and he was moving everything. We're gonna go back down and help him. So he don't, I told him, I was like, you can't pick that shit up.
Right, Desretha. Even though it seems counter that Mom Dukes is in pain, she should be getting up and trying to stretch that back out. Walk to the corner. Walk around the house. You guys went for a walk with me yesterday, just around the house, and we have an upstairs, but the majority of our house is on the main floor. And I walk a lot around here. I do. I mean, I would need to put my watch on to catch my steps, but yeah, Mom Dukes should try a little bit of standing up, maybe even get herself. I'm sure she's going to go home with a walker, but the fact that Jasmine does not, and maybe she does know, I don't know, but she said Mom Dukes sent her some texts. Before my mother is going to get her back cut into and somebody fiddle around with her spine, which there's excellent hospitals in Austin. She is near University of Texas. But I'm just saying, my goodness, you should be at those doctor's appointments before your mom is getting her spine cut into.
That is, yeah. There's a fly in the freaking window, and it's driving me crazy. Okay, she said, pray for your mom, give her a big hug. I will. Girl, I am tired. Oh my God, speaking of, oh my God, I need to make sure I grab your box. It's actually sitting next to my other box with all my extra office stuff. I need to grab that box when I go back to the house because I want to film that video with the snacks. Y'all, Oh, Christmas. Yeah. I feel like I got a limit, and I know how to I know I'm pregnant, but I know I'm pretty strong, and I know how to
Then get
bend,
your
even though my
ass to
back
the
do hurt right
fucking
now
hospital. Your mom's
from
having
just bending.
surgery,
Because every time
dummy.
I squat, most of the time I gotta go pee.
I'm sorry. That
holding
really
me,
kind
I'm
of
like,
pisses
nope.
me off
It's just
because as a
every
daughter,
time I squat, I just gotta pee.
girl, you are planting seeds for your children to treat you the exact same way.
Yeah, I can help them. Look, moving companies. Last time I got a moving company, they broke stuff. It was hell.
Girl, you didn't have nothing.
Girl, I said I want a glass of wine. You ain't obligated to that one glass. I want one so bad. I haven't drank anything since being pregnant, but I want one like hella bad.
Take
yes,
your
I'm gonna do a video,
ass
and
to the
I'm
hospital.
film with the kids. Don't pick. Yeah, they broke my TV. Could I sell things? I honestly look. I wanted to, but I mean, I still got time to do stuff. It's just because of what's going on now. I feel like I'm limited to stuff. What is this to? Oh, they must be to. Oh, it's to that. Okay. Okay, y'all. I can see the truck coming, so I'm about to get off. I'll probably try to go live after I post the house tour because Chris just pulled up. So I'm about to go help him and put this stuff up for my son in a second. My kids are throwing around. Oh, so I'm gonna come talk to you. I know you're gonna be here this quick. So I love you guys, and I will be posting. Like I said, I'll post it tonight. I promise, no matter what. Yeah, girl, because my high chair. Y'all forgot about that one. Girl, I forgot about that. Whew, shit was crazy. Okay, all right. Love y'all. Love everyone. Stay blessed, y'all. Can't wait to see it. Yes. Okay, I gotta go because he gonna come in here and be like, let's go. You move it too slow. So let me go hurry up. All right, y'all.
I'm disgusted. I'm thoroughly disgusted with her behavior as a daughter. Jasmine, you are a complete fail as a daughter. I'm sorry. That's just dead wrong.
Good morning. Good morning. How you guys?
Okay. That you fail. You get a big donkey of the friggin' day, and when your mom when the day happens that your mom has Mr. Jack on that deed or Mr. Jack in that will, let me tell you something. And not that my friend was a bad daughter at all. She had excellent daughters, but she did not think ahead and did not get a will. And her mom died unexpectedly. That damn house was in her stepfather's name. Her stepfather married her mom 6 months before. Okay. Let me tell you something. Your mom is of a certain age and she's with a man of a certain age. I don't care. Yes, you might blend finances to help pay bills and stuff, but if you're damn 60 years old and you're with someone who's about 60 or whatever, keep your shit separate. You own a home, keep that home for your kids. If your husband wants to give you a home, fine. But as far as putting things in a man's name and you are in your 60s, he should already have his own crib. Okay. I don't know if Mr. Jack is living with Mom Dukes or she's staying over there with him. I think one time she said she was over there with him. I don't know what that was all about. Is it because her medical condition and he is taking care of her? But Jasmine, when the day comes and you find out that you and your brother are not on those deeds and documents and wills, and you got Mr. Jack's kids riding around fresh and are and you sitting around looking stupid, I will be so sorry for you. You better go to your mom's and find out what the hell's going on. And being asleep on the job and not being there for surgery for your mother, that's being asleep on the job. And it's not just all about the finances, but you also want to make sure that nobody is taking advantage of your mom's paycheck, her credit, her home, all of those things. What's going on when you're not there? Are you kidding me? I thought Jasmine was a little more on it with her mother, but clearly not. I'm shocked at this. I didn't even know that this had happened. Honestly, this is supposed to be a fucking moving update, and your ass is asleep on the job when your mom is having damn spinal surgery. What the hell kind of daughter are you? You are trash. That's fucking trash, man. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, I used to go home. At one point, I was going home every week, catching a flight every other week, driving to New Jersey. My mother was in a coma. My mother had several strokes. My father started to kind of fall apart because my parents had been together. When my parents passed away, my mom was 80. My mom and my dad, my mom married and my dad got married. My mom was maybe 24 years old. So they were married a long time. They were married. Gosh, she was 80, 20, so they were married like 55, 56 years, something like that. A long ass time, guys. Long. Yeah. So my dad started falling apart because like my mom being in the hospital and not being home. And my dad was 8 years older than my mother. So imagine when my mom was 80, my dad was 88. Okay. So my dad passed away 6 months after my mom. But what I can tell you is this, it really activated his dementia because it was a very stressful, sometimes dementia can be brought on by several things, but sometimes like traumatic events, not to mention he had a carotid artery kind of situation going on, a sitchy. And so he did have a vascular problem, what we found out, and that probably did attribute to his dementia. But what I'm going to say is this, we were there all the time. My sister in Brooklyn, my brother, who is not far, he's like an hour away, and all of us were flying in and out. The night that my mother coded, everybody had just gone home. I could have gone home, but I had just literally flown in. So my brother was leaving and he said, "Are you coming?" And I said, "No, I'm going to stay with mom. I'll just, I'm going to go home in the morning. I've got my bag right here." I took a cab from Newark Airport, went straight to Englewood Hospital, which was amazing. It was right down the street from my parents' house. And so my mom had an NG tube. So they had just realized she had a C. diff. So she was on the ID floor, which is infectious disease. And so she was isolated. It was super you have to put on like a damn space suit to get on the wing. And I go in there and my family is leaving. And I'm like, no, I'm going to stay. So I just kind of settled into the recliner. Wasn't thinking so the alarms kept going off. And I was like, I noticed that her NG tube, which is the tube that was going, it was like a port in her chest and they were draining liquid out of it. Right. But it kept backing up. So she was getting fluid on her lungs. Right. Not a good sign. But it kept backing up and the alarm kept going off. So, it was fine. They would come, they would clear it. They would get the liquid out. Anyway, next thing you know, my mom literally coded. Like it was like, and I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? Oh my, I was like, what's going on? Like a fire drill, like, oh my God. And I opened the door. She was right there at the nurse's station. I'm like, it's backed up again. It's ringing. And she was on like a medical step down. Anyway, next thing you know, it's like the crash carts are coming and they're like, "Ma'am, leave. Like you need to step outside." I call my sister. I'm like, "Mom's coding." I couldn't even say anything. I'm like, "Mom's coding." And we lived literally right down the street. So my sister, who had just come in from California, she was there in seconds. The one who fired the doctor. You think I'm a bitch? Let me tell you something. My sister, the one right above me, let me tell you, she has, she's a real one. Okay. She was there in seconds and it was just kind of like an outer body experience. I mean, they were pumping her heart. They had okay, clear, boom, like pumping her heart, giving her the electric shocks and everything. And thank God the heartbeat came back. Respiratory team came. She was intubated, taken to ICU. And they told us she was not going to make it. So Deuce and DeMarcus' mom, trust me, I have lived that life of your mom's not going to make it 24 hours. And I'll be damned if I'm getting that on a phone call. Are you kidding me? I drove 600 miles in the night to get to my mother. Okay? That's like, girl, if something happens to your mom, that's a regret that you will never, and you're in the same fucking city, girl, what's wrong with you? My God. Let me tell now, my brother's wife, she's a good woman, and I certainly trust her. And but I would never put that burden on someone who is not the child of. I would never expect her to do what I should be doing. It was our responsibility as 4 daughters and 1 son to manage. And if anyone else stepped in, awesome. My uncle lived down the street, who also, he and his wife are both physicians. And they were always close by also, but keep in mind, like, he's a busy physician and so is my aunt, and they're not being paid to caregive. They've got family to take care of too. They've got 2 kids and grandkids and a life to whatever. But my uncle was at the house often, of course, always come to see his brother. Like after work, he would stop by, but it was not his job to caregive my parents, period. You know what I'm saying? He was there. And if there was an emergency and we are on our way, if my sister was in Brooklyn or my brother's on the way and my parents called or the nurse called and said, and we had round the clock care people too. Luckily, being a good steward of their finances, I never had to take $1 out of my pocket. But what I'm going to say is this, as family at these times, like, my God, there is nothing worse than something like that happening and feeling like an outsider. That being said, too, when you get up there to the ICU, you are hearing that you got the 10% chance. The doctors are going to give you the worst case scenario. Honestly, I don't even know if doctors are accessible to the insurance information at this point anymore, because they don't want doctors making decisions based on finances, simply because that's a lawsuit. Okay. So you can't not have taken the proper care just because you felt like someone didn't have the proper insurance so you could get paid. Trust me, the doctor's going to get paid. Okay. The hospital will bill it out and the doctor will get paid for their services. If you're not going to be in a certain hospital, they're going to transfer you. They're not going to even let it get that far. If it's a hospital that is a private hospital, they may care for you until the ambulance or life flight can pick you up to go to whatever, like a state-run hospital, whatever. But the level 1 trauma centers are typically always, yeah, we're going to put you back together again. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, and if you have $1 million bill that they're going to have to write off, it's going to be $1 million bill that's going to get written off. You know what I mean? Or if you are of a certain means, they'll get you approved for Medicaid or Medicare, whatever. Did they break any ribs? No, they did not. But they got her. She was in ICU. She was coding her. She was failing. Her body was failing her. Because the C. diff is awful, right? Anyway, long story short, they ended up cutting out half of her small intestine and she ended up with an ostomy bag. But between that, I'm telling you, and it's not to say that these doctors were bad, because they weren't. They follow protocol. And at the end of the day, I think that you see enough C. diff and it moves very rapidly because us kids knew enough to be a little bit dangerous. And I do have an uncle who's a gastroenterologist. When he showed up on the scene and found out that it was in her colon, it was like, okay, surgery was happening. There was a fellow. So there was a doctor who was there on whatever he was. He was a fellow, like, is what they call it, from Columbia University. Turned out to be Haitian. My mom, because she was in such a state, she kind of almost forgot how to speak English for a minute. So she kind of reverted back to speaking French and Creole. And the doctor was Haitian. Okay. Turned out his mother went to medical school with my aunt, the one that lives down the street from us. So it was like a 6 degrees. And honestly, it's almost like Haiti is such a small country. It's it's definitely like a, oh, you know, so-and-so. Oh my God, that's my cousin. Oh my God, we're cousins. Kind of place, right? But a lot of it God moved because a lot of people showed up that, and the surgeons were amazing. They literally saved my mom's life. My mom would have been dead. My mom's caregiver had the exact same thing happen to her mother, and her mother died 5 years before my mother. And I believe, number one, the reason why my mom lived as long as she did with what happened to her was because, number one, we were there. Period. We were there. We were there. We were there. We asked questions. I had a whole entire notebook. I was writing everything down. And so when someone would show up, we had a whole entire notebook, writing every note down. This is what they're doing. This is the test that they did. Because my dad was losing it. Okay. And my uncles came, both of which are physicians. And at the end of the day, I'm not saying the doctors couldn't get away with doing a subpar job, but when you have people in your profession showing up and that know more than some people who know absolutely nothing, it was not possible for them to not do the best job. Okay. It just wasn't possible. And literally a year later, we were at the Venetian in Vegas. Thank God. Let me tell you, I was like, I could not believe that my mom, like, we're here in Vegas right now. We are walking into the Bellagio. It was such a like surreal experience. She wanted to see the fountains in front of the Bellagio, and she made it. You know, and that sister who fought for my mother, that was like my mom. That was like my mom's best friend daughter, and they traveled together. You know, my sister took her to Paris and things like that. They have a very close relationship. When my mom passed away, my sister is still hurting from that. She misses my mom dearly. But yeah, I cannot believe, Jasmine, that you have the nerve, because you moved into a new house, to not be there for your mother like that. That's awful. And I hope to God that Mom Dukes, all jokes aside, all YouTube streets aside, having surgery on your spine is serious. And I don't understand. Maybe I'm just assuming she doesn't understand, because she could be gone. Anything could happen. She could get C. diff. She could get Rona in the hospital. I mean, anything could happen. And what? And if Chris is your man, like you say he is, then you need to be able to leave those kids with Chris and take your ass to the hospital, or be at the house when she comes home. And at least help her for 2 days, help her with get her some, her surgical pants, make sure she's got some good, cause I mean, she's not going to be able to get up all the time. Not that she's going to be peeing in her pants, but her bedpan, anything. I mean, come on. This is crazy. So yeah, I'm sorry. It just, as someone who has watched the ambulance take off, seen some things, and, it's just very concerning to me that Mom Dukes is not in the best of health at this moment. I hope that what she's having done is going to put her in a better physical state. I just hope that for her. But I'm just really concerned that as a daughter, that's like really sad to wake up in the hospital and no one's fucking there. Okay. My mother-in-law kept Farah when I had surgery. And Raheem never left the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, go home, take care of it. No, we had a sitter. Farah came to the hospital, but she didn't have to stay in the hospital. And it means something when someone can be there with you. You wake up and at least one loved one is there. Come on. I think she just needs to rest. Jasmine, it's like, girl, you have no feet. I'm kind of like, but Chris? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm sorry, guys. she talked about, I'm just going to put something out here, and I don't discuss my finances, but I want to tell you this, Jasmine, I know, I don't know how much money you make. I'm just saying, I don't see how you can afford $2,500 to $2,700 for rent. I don't get it. I don't know how much you paid for this house, but when you were talking about $2,500 and $2,700, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, Jasmine, you got to get your credit up, because at the end of the day, let me tell you something. I don't pay that much for my mortgage. And I don't know how big your house is, but mine is 3,300 square feet. And my mortgage is not that much, period. And that includes insurance, escrow, everything. Are you kidding me? Deuce and DeMarcus' mom, I used to have a wonderful mortgage similar to that in my old house. It was actually less than that, girl. It was like about, it was way less than that. But luckily, you know, I mean, it was good when I was single and all of that. But I don't even pay $2,000. Okay. I'm thinking to myself, Jasmine, you are going to stay in a tough financial position the longer and longer you are trying to keep up with the Joneses. You should have stayed in that damn apartment, paid off your damn bills. If you've got the money to stretch your finances to pay for a bigger, better place, you have money to pay off some of those damn bills, which I think she said she did pay some off. Pay them all off. And you could get a good interest rate and buy a home. Okay. She's lying. Me either. Pay $950 in Michigan. Fran, you know, Mom Dukes is helping her. You'd have to get your shit together. I'm sorry. 30 and 5 kids and a whole shiftless ass Negro who got 3 kids and not a good job. Bye-bye. And you are in Austin, Texas, where there are many Black men who are working at the best tech companies in the whole entire world. Are you kidding me? I don't care if you are a maintenance man at the Apple campus or the Dell campus. I bet you he's making some money. Okay. At the end of the day, I don't know what Chris does. I don't know what he's doing, but there are many, many, many top list companies. Google is in freaking Austin. Okay. What is going on? Right, Miss OKC, but also keep in mind that's going to be a certain interest. That's going to be an interest rate based off of credit. Some people might get that 750 and some people may be paying that 1250. Okay. Because remember, even though Jasmine is renting, Jasmine, the reason why you're giving 2 deposits, Dodo Head, is because your credit. They asked you for first and last and security rather than just security in first month, because you probably have had evictions and your credit history with your rental payments is sus. Okay. Not to mention probably just your regular credit altogether. So if I'm talking to you out here in this chat, this has been you. Don't let this continue to be you. You put one good experience on top of another good experience, put that in the past and don't let it happen again. And stop trying to live with the Joneses. You know what I mean? Like I'm 50. I've worked a long time and I've had many different types of jobs and I have graduated in terms of income to move up and to move up and to move up. To think that you can do what someone else does just because you want to or just because you think you can doesn't mean you should. Okay. And it's not to say that to be boastful or braggadocious. It's just facts. I want you to know that when you're 50, if you're 30, if you work hard, I'm not a rich person. I don't live in a fucking mansion. But at the end of the day, to someone, they might feel that that what I have is goals. Okay. I would hope. Okay. And if that's what you want and that's where you want to be, then you need to start to make moves in that direction to make the most money that you can all the time. You take 10 promos for $20. Meanwhile, I see Strong Mommy Chrissy's doing promos for $150. Girl, like I said, those are crackhead prices. You're going to stay in a very weird financial position charging people $20 fucking for a promo. And you're Mamiana gang. I mean, come on. Look, you guys might be like, Mamiana, who cares? But what I'm saying is this: you have a network of people who are bigger than you. Okay. And at the end of the day, you got to leverage that. And you're charging $20. What? Strong Mommy Chrissy, if you notice on her little advertisement, she put her numbers, she put her stats, she put the numbers behind. So just in case you want to know why she's charging $150, it's because I'm giving you that good promo. You know, I'm always weird about, you know, if people are going to subscribe, are they going to come back? Or are they just doing it because they're strong fam, whatever? At the end of the day, if people like what you have, they're going to subscribe. At the end of the day, you might get some views. Whatever. If people want to pay for promos, pay for promos. I just don't think that secures the bag in a loyal subscriber. A subscriber becomes a subscriber because they vibe with you, they like your content, and those are the reasons to subscribe to a channel. If I'm subscribing to a channel on the strength of someone else, they say I'm going to love it. Okay, I'm going to come check it out. And that's that on that. But whatever. Yes, what happened to the 50K giveaway? We don't know. She's not even at 50K, is she? It's weird. It's weird. But anyway, she says the deposit thing. She says she told a story. If you guys had a chance to watch it, it was premiering as I was opening up this live. She said that the application was pending and the people made her give like a deposit based on contingency. I would have been like, you are not fucking holding my money. Okay. I will give you a deposit when you say I'm approved. Like, why am I giving you a deposit? Maybe I'll give you a good faith $100 or something like that. She said it took 2 and 3 days to get the money back. They found out that they were not approved for the apartment. Your credit was so ratchet that the house that you did not get approved for, they didn't even bother to call. Chris got an alert on his setup for new house listings, and he saw the house listed back on the market. That's how they were like, oh, get the fuck out of here. What? What? They didn't even give the courtesy of a call, according to her. Okay. So she told this whole thing about going to Wells Fargo to get I'm going out of order here, but she said they went to Wells Fargo to go get the deposit money. Why we needed to know where you and your whole government name and Chris's whole government name is out here. That we needed to know you guys bank at Wells Fargo. Okay. Her apartment complex won't give references unless you're giving notice. Why are you in a month-to-month and you had to give notice? Because they want to know that you're leaving. If you are in a month-to-month, it says it on the lease. It had nothing to do with Jasmine. You have to give a 30-day notice with you leave anywhere. Month-to-month doesn't just mean, for any of you nincompoops who are listening, I'm so sorry, and I'm not trying to be mean. Maybe it is mean for me to say it like that, but what I'm saying is this: if you are month-to-month, you still are riding on a lease and you still have to give a 30-day notice. You don't, just because you're month to month doesn't mean you get your rusty ass up and just leave and be like deuces. You got to give a 30-day notice. If you were renting your house, your mama's house, your mom went to be with the Lord and left you a house to rent, and someone is month to month, do you want to pull up and they left and they were like, well, we were month to month, I didn't know I needed to give a notice. Baby doll, we don't care. Zolo's going to have it posted. It's okay, hun. Ain't nobody running for Zolo. Zolo is going to take about 10 minutes to get started. He's going to sit there and get high, and he's going to talk about some stupid shit. Which, you know, that's his show. I'm just saying it's weird, guys. I don't get it. So she said from that moment, It took 2 to 3 days for the money to be returned. Okay. And to your point, baby doll, let me just say this. So Olivia last night, let me segue. Let's get up off Jasmine because I've done enough. Any bone collectors out there? Bone collector in chief, the one who loves to mess with me, go ahead and drop this video in Jasmine's inbox, okay? And I will go ahead and make sure Strong Mommy Chrissy sees that promo about her channel that you've got over there that I've already screenshot, so don't even bother taking it down. But you are all up in Mamiana's colons, doing free colon cleanses with your tongue, and still doing videos on them. I wonder if they know. But anyway, yeah, go run that back, okay? What I'm saying is this. So Olivia gets on live last night, or whatever, a video. I don't even know. Let me see. Girl, Olivia was being all philosophical. I was like, look at Olivia being like retrospective and trying to get some sort of a thought out of herself, which she basically was low key to me. I just want to share my thoughts, guys. Hold on. We don't have to watch because I don't really want the visual.
Hi guys, I'm just gonna be on here for a second.
Honestly, this is my first impression yesterday. I was like, Zolo got you something really good to smoke, or he went to the CBD store and got you like 3 gummies or something, because homegirl was in a whole philosophical headspace, and Olivia is almost just about as dim as they come. And I think she was feeling away because she's not with her kid, and I get it, because I would feel the same. At the end of the day, this is the situation. You are not, no matter what's happened, guys, you're not with your partner. And somebody left a comment that I thought was very good in my comment, stating that when you're divorced or you are in 2 households, you've got to get used to missing some holidays and birthdays. That's just going to be life. And good morning, Anna. And as things go, maybe you guys can alternate. This year I get the birthday. Next year you get the birthday. You know what I mean? This year you get Christmas. Next year I get Christmas. At the end of the day, you would not have these kids if it were not for that man. You would have different kids. You could have 3 kids, but they wouldn't be these 3 kids. Let's not get it twisted, because his DNA is all up in that, and all them kids look just like him. Okay. Even though Ryan looks like a chocolate Olivia, mark my words. I mean, the more she grows up and she's coming into her face, she looks just like Olivia. She really does. I didn't really see it that much until now. She looks just like her mama. Okay. Christian and Robin, Gerard, baby girl looks just like her mama. Anyway, and I get it that you're missing your baby, and I get it. But at the end of the day, this is the Anna, this is the harvest for the seeds that you planted. Okay. Period. You planted these seeds. This is the harvest, boo-boo. Okay. All right. So she is upset, rightfully so. And she's basically talking about her family not working out. Clearly, Zolo must be somewhere else. Good morning, Marilyn on Facebook. Thank you so much for coming through, Marilyn. Thank you. Look, why are you sitting there low-key complaining because your marriage didn't work? Again, you got a whole man in the house. You are not going to keep the man that you have doing this. Zolo, if it is not apparent to you that you are a place filler, I know you guys like each other. I know you guys don't love each other, but you guys are like just vibing sexually off each other. You two probably got the same freaky ways. And, you know, it is what it is. You loving on that big old booty and big fupa and all that stuff. And Olivia, you like having a nice little man who can snake things out and all that. So, okay, good. But at the end of the day, if you want to keep this guy around, you better do some soul searching and keep it to yourself or write it in a journal. You coming live with this bullshit all the time. What was me about Gerard? Gerard has moved on. If Gerard has a moment where he's thinking about what could have been, yeah, he's not doing it to put, and I'm not going to even use the word disrespectful. What I'm going to say it like this. I don't see him doing anything to make his lady feel uncomfortable. And when you are constantly talking about someone else, when you're with someone else, you are creating situations where you're going to make your man, your partner, feel uncomfortable. And a man doesn't like to feel uncomfortable. Okay. Monique. Just take some accountability. I fucked up, right? But she was kind of talking about the marriage not working out and blah, 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 whatever. And there were some parts that she didn't want to put in. Number one, her birth video, I think, has over 1 million views. Okay. That's number one. Why you think you needed to re-upload it? I guess, whatever. But I guess she re-uploaded some of it. It wasn't like just a blatant re-upload, which she could do. That's her channel, whatever. I don't care. But she took a little piece of it. And you being in the hospital having a baby, why would you not have Gerard there? He's part of a third of your life. Like, I'm not hating on that. Have him in there. I mean, you can't erase him from your life. That would look like a hater. Liv could be using this time to do her and allow her kids to stay with Gerard until she gets on her feet. They look so stimulated and happy. Yes. And instead of being stimulated and happy, and even just like letting it soak in that you're going to have to share custody and it's not going to feel good, but you can't control the world. And maybe that's one of my problems. You know what I mean? Any of you ladies out there, any of you guys listening, if you think you can control every damn thing, have a seat. Have a seat, because you can't. Even if you're doing a good job at it now, get bumped on the head and be in the hospital and see how in control of anything you are. Okay. Nothing. Okay. So stop trying to control everything. There is some freedom. I think, we see this all the time in corporate America. You've got managers that want to do everything and be everywhere. There is so much power in delegating and allowing people to use their skill set. Let Zolo be a man, please. Let him use his skill set. You don't have balls and a penis, ma'am. Okay. And can you be hurt? Can you use those emotions that you like to eat and stuff down in the bottom of your soul? Why don't you go ahead and feel some of those emotions? Okay. Why don't you stop trying to keep everything up in your head and in your hands and let everything flow where it needs to, in that body of yours and in the people who are showing up who say that they love you? Can you let them do their job? Can you let your mother, if she's capable, do her job, your sister, your boyfriend, and stop trying to control everything and tell everybody that you're okay and you're not upset and everything is fine and whatever, because that's not the case. You're hurt, you're sad, you're miserable, you're confused. You don't have to tell me. But when you feel better and you heal, it will make a tremendous difference. But we see you continuously trying to stuff those emotions, and your words and your actions betray them. You know what I'm saying? You're saying one thing, but girl, we see another. Okay. Just really quick, I just want you to listen to this dribble, because honestly, I think like I said, she got something from the CBD store, or Zolo got her high, and she is over here talking some old nonsense.
What do you value?
What do you value? I'm thinking to myself, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
what
thank
do you
you.
value in this life? Like, what comes before what? What are your priorities? And do you value your job? Do you value a 401k? Do you value a degree? Do you value?
Did you hear that pregnant pause? She couldn't even say degree because it hit her brain for a sec. She couldn't stop her mouth, but her brain was like, bitch, stop. But there was a little bit of a pause there because, girl, you don't even have a high school diploma. What are you talking about, girl? What are you talking about? Why are you using examples? Do you have a 401k? Do you have a job? Do you have a degree? Why don't you talk about things that you value, like what you got your audience to say, that you kind of coach them into saying family. You wanted to discuss that you valued once upon a time your family and you've lost it. And now you're trying to move on in a very left-handedly deceptive way. And I was like, girl, stop it.
Like, what do you value? What's going to carry you to the end? And when you die, what's going to matter? What's really going to matter? Is that job going to matter? Is that 401k going to matter? Is the family you created going to matter? Of course, value yourself.
She's so silly. You know why the job is going to matter if you're not here anymore? Because your family, who is going to be able to bury you and not have to have a GoFundMe put up. And shouts out to the families that do, because that's real out here. But yes, that job will matter. Yes, that 401k will matter when you have thought of your family and were thoughtful enough to leave them something so that they are going to be okay as they heal when they are trying to get over the loss of you. So yes, it does matter. It does absolutely matter. Okay.
Number one, you can't do nothing in this life if you don't value yourself. That's for real, for real.
Coming from someone who has the lowest self-esteem on the YouTube streets.
But like, yeah, family. That's what I was thinking. Like, and I
family.
feel like the family that you create is so special, you know? And it's so sad in this day and age that people don't value family.
Who didn't value? So she's low-key talking about Gerard, but did you value it when you were backing that thing up to Maurice? Were you valuing it when you tried to go to Texas to save your marriage? And because you don't have any belief in yourself, that the first minute that you see Gerard with his new girlfriend, you don't believe in the power of your marriage and your family. So you give up and you take up with Brandon immediately, even though you say Gerard was trying to get back with you. So you wanted to get your family back. Gerard was trying you on several times, according to you, but you'd already taken up with Brandon. If Gerard could have left Antonisha, it would have been possibly at that moment, according to her. But you didn't believe in you. So why are you low-key again trying to throw Gerard up under the bus? Because he looks so good throwing a 3-year-old birthday party of her dreams because she was able to connect with the family that she barely gets to know because you kept Gerard away from his family and you guys wouldn't even go to family events? Is that why? Huh? Like, come on, Olivia, girl, you so silly.
Kids. That's good, yeah. But people don't value family and they don't stick by the family that they create. And I feel like that is so important. That's so important. And
she's such a fucking liar. They don't stick by the family they create. 2 years ago, Olivia left her husband with a child that was not even 1 year old, okay? And left and moved across the country. He helped her. He got her settled in the place she wanted to be. You broke up the family first. You left your husband. You left Texas. He brought you to Texas and he missed you and he came and he married your ass. But you're still going to blame him. You put this whole thing in motion. You were over at Niecy's house saying you didn't love him, saying he wasn't sexy, saying you weren't attracted to him, saying you didn't want to be with him. I would never. You are so disrespectful. You sat in his sister's house and dogged that man for not being the man that you wanted. But then you're going to get up here 2 years later and talk about he broke up the family? Girl, bye. What are you doing? See, this is a speech for the people who don't know, but those of us who have been around and saw all this play out, it's kind of like, but there's no way you can call me a hater. I'm not hating on you right now. There's nothing that you have that I want, period. Okay? I'm telling the story. I'm telling the real story. You're telling a fucking fantasy story, and low key, she cheated, he cheated. Yes, I think he cheated first, which is going to make him the eternal bad guy. Guys, one day this week, we're going to talk about the convenient bad guy. Look, there's a lot of people out here that don't have the skills or the desire to do the right thing. And somehow, sometimes we meet up with people who make it very easy for us to shift all the blame over onto them. Okay. Olivia has hoe tendencies. Okay. And she's not an honest person. And she's not honest with most immediately herself. Okay. Which is the worst kind of person who is dishonest. Okay. If you can't tell yourself the truth, then you can't tell it to anybody. I mean, there's one thing with just being a liar, but there's one thing with someone who's not even connected with their self, right? At the end of the day, Olivia uses Gerard as the convenient bad guy. These two were in my opinion, these are two people who were in a very serious relationship at a very early age. These two started playing house, having kids before they had the skills to play house and have kids. And they kept having baby after baby after baby. And even though it was a bad relationship, they decided to get married. He proposed, she accepted, and she left. She left Texas and went to Florida. He came after her, sucked up her shit, and still married her with a second proposal. Okay? But this is the story that she's telling 11 hours ago on a Monday night. When people are trying to get their ass to bed and snuggle up with their boo thing, this trick is over here trying to rewrite history, okay, by not telling the whole story, and then creates a narrative around reactors that were haters. I'm a hater of the fuck shit. I'm the hater of hating on men. I'm the hater of mistreating marriage. I'm the hater of mothers who don't do what the fuck they're supposed to do. I'm a hater of people who get on their platforms and create false narratives. That's what I'm a hater of. I'm not a hater of Olivia. I don't care enough to hate on Olivia, but I see the fuck shit. And that is when I used to commute to work and I heard this chick lying and rewriting stories. And it just had me in my car like, y'all, you guys got to watch this channel because I want to talk about it. Okay? This chick is crazy. What the hell's going on? Am I wrong?
Even though
I didn't even know this stuff existed on
it didn't
YouTube.
work with my family that I created. Like, it didn't work. We couldn't be a family.
You can be a family.
I just really want to instill that in my kids' head because, like, seriously, when lights go out and there's no...
You want to instill in your kids being a family. They got a family lesson for that ass this weekend. They saw cousins, aunties, uncles, family, love, celebration, toys, everything, acceptance. You are showing them family by calling the police on your live-in boyfriend 9 times in January. You are showing love by playing reactor channels in your living room so your kids can hear me talk shit about you for 2 hours. Let me tell you something what doesn't happen in this house. There's some bitches on these YouTube streets that like to run my name. You think that shit plays in my fucking living room or my kitchen? If I happen to go over there and listen to that shit, it's on my phone in some earplugs. Anybody who knows me knows that Francoise listens to YouTube in her ears. What's on the good big TVs in my house are fashion videos, are Hermes unboxings, people doing gardening, people taking trips to Dubai and Paris. That's what I want my daughter to see. She's not going to see this fuck shit. Yeah, I'm sitting here in my office and she might hear me every blue moon, but that's not what's on continuous play up in this house. No, not never. And I bet you what, it will never be some trick talking shit about me. Do you understand me?
Money, there's no distance, there's no time, there's no nothing. What do you play back in your mind the moment before you go. I feel like it's the people that mean the most to you. It's the love that meant the most to you and your family, you know?
Look, that being said, let me say something really quick. Gerard, if you have not signed a medical power of attorney, anybody, if you are still married to someone and you do not have a medical power of attorney with the person that you trust the most, it might be that spouse that you are separated from. It might be an amicable divorce and we are still best friends. But if your spouse is no longer in a position and they are crazy AF to make decisions for you in the event you bump your head, get into an accident, hurt your spine, whatever, you need to get some sort of documentation immediately with your attorney and make sure that somebody who is spiteful AF is not at the hospital clearing out rooms, telling the hospital no admittance and making decisions on your behalf. Period. That's that's all I'm going to say.
No. I don't know. I was just thinking about that shit. But anyway, I'm happy you guys enjoyed the video today. I love that video so much. I just had to like go with how my heart felt in that moment. There's clips that I didn't want to put in it, but I felt like I had to put in it
because you're a hater.
It just felt
you're
right,
a hater.
But
you are next to, I don't know what kind of a bug or what kind of amoeba. Is it amoebas that give birth like with no help from a partner? I don't know what kind of person you are that thinks that you are going to just have a baby with no sperm, no father. Maybe you needed to go to the sperm bank. I told you, I had a boss. She's a badass chick, beautiful. She'd been divorced. She was burned. She felt like she didn't want to wait to get married again to have kids. She went to the sperm bank and had her own kids, period. They're hers, period. Done. Okay. No father, just the mother. Okay. That's what Olivia should have done. If all you wanted was a sperm donor, bitch, you picked the wrong guy because this guy loves his kids.
Other than that, I want to say happy birthday to my baby because I value my kids. I love my kids. And
oh, okay. You do?
You know.
Maybe she does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. I love y'all so much.
Guys, at minute 4:57, it's like she could almost not even really say it. She's embarrassed. Hey, Olivia Pope. Good morning, hun. Good morning to everyone who's come in that I did not get a chance to say hi to because I was ranting. Lady B. Ashley, good morning. This is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, Fran, he needs to complete the divorce ASAP. Yes, on top of the divorce, he also needs to, you never know what can happen. And I wish any and everybody in the sound of my voice and not perfect and complete health and safety. But at the end of the day, we are not in control. And if somebody has the ability to make decisions for you who need not make a complete decision or a decision, you need to have it in writing ASAP, especially when you are in the middle of a divorce. And or if God forbid something happens with the children, that there's a medical emergency, that no decisions are made without both parents, right?
I hope you guys are having a good night. I hope you guys are being safe. Hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are happy. I hope you guys are at peace and feel the love that you feel like you need to be feeling at this exact moment. And if you don't, you gotta fix that shit because, like I said, time's a ticking. And it really doesn't matter what anybody says or how anybody feels but you. And if you don't feel good about the shit that you do, I don't know, just change it. Like, change it up. Fix your life. Get better or get worse. Whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Prayer is everything. Yes, pray to God. I love all of you guys. Thank you guys.
She's high.
Yes.
Guys, I think she's high.
Value your family. any men here, I don't think there's any men in my chat right now, but any men out here, like,
Because no men are gonna listen to you. You're a
I just
weirdo.
really honor
Hey, Rose
the
of
men
Sharon.
that are, you know, the men. Don't get worse. Definitely work on getting better. Yeah, of course, work on getting better, but you never know what a person's path is, and you never know what a person wants to do with their life. I feel like on this platform and in life in general, people are very judgmental, and everybody has to live the life that they want to live.
Girl.
Okay? Without thinking about what people think, without caring about what people think. Like, you need to live the life that you want to live.
So in that statement, people should live the life that they want to live without caring that people are being judgmental. So why the fuck do you care? If you're living the way you want to live and you don't give a fuck, why are you talking about it? Why are you talking about it? Because if you truly are unabashed about what you do, it wouldn't be a care. Like, guys, I'm going to live how I want to live. Like, the difference between her and Zolo. Do you hear Zolo really giving a fuck that people give a fuck that he smokes so much? I think maybe he's having an awareness because he's seeing how much he's smoking, and maybe he's aware that vaping is really bad for you. But do you see the difference between someone who kind of doesn't care what people think and and people who do? Olivia clearly cares. I think she wants to be a badass, but she's not a badass. And even people who are badass have feelings. I mean, sometimes we do care, but is the caring going to guide my steps? Am I still going to make my own decisions, or am I going to ride the wave like Jasmine, who keeps up with the Joneses? That's Jasmine's cross to bear, is that she cares so much that she wants to model her life after other people, and she won't step into being the woman that she can be because she doesn't know herself. This trick just wants to be foul, and she doesn't want people talking about it. She wants to, it's almost like when Amber Rose fought for slut rights. Like, you're not going to slut shame me. If I want to go and suck 10 dicks today and 25 tomorrow, like, you shouldn't be able to, you shouldn't judge me. Okay. All right, well, I shouldn't judge you, but I'm still going to have an opinion on it. You can't stop me, okay? At the end of the day, if I think there's something better for you, or I think that you deserve to treat yourself better and have more dignity, I can think that. Am I going to go save you on the corner? No. But I can still think that. That's my business, okay? That's my opinion, all right? And you should not let opinions phase you if you are truly a badass bitch. If you are someone who's kind of like, you know what, I thought about what you said, and yeah, kind of was using such and such to feel better or whatever. You know what I mean? Guys, my God.
Be happy. Because like I said, when lights are out, lights are out. You can't take anybody with you. And you have to deal with what you've done, But I love you guys so much.
I love you guys so much.
I have so much to do.
Girl, go smoke another blunt.
But I'm not going to show you guys what it is. And I got Marilyn's lips touched up. But yeah, I'll reveal this to you guys.
Okay, I'm done. I can't. You can't take your kids to Legoland. Olivia, who in their right mind would take advice from her? An idiot. And there's idiots out here. There's plenty on YouTube. YouTube is where the world comes to meet. Okay. So we have dummies, we have idiots, we have fools, we have geniuses, we've got Mensa, we've got monsters, we've got mayhem, we've got chaos, we've got everything. YouTube has everything. Okay. And at the end of the day, because it's a free speech platform, there's no police. YouTube is not daddy, and YouTube is not the police. Okay. You have to act like a human being that can read terms and conditions and terms of use. That's why this is like the fucking OK Corral and Front Street and everything else all rolled up in one, because everybody has access to what's going on here. And crazy people who live in armpit panhandles of the United States in low down, rundown trailers can get on here and speak their mind and lie and do what they want to do and talk about 9-year-olds and stuff like that. I mean, it's just where the best and the worst are, okay? The best that the world has to offer and some of the worst that the world has to offer. Who would take her advice? A fucking idiot. That's who would. But they're on here. They're on here, okay? And they might even be watching in the bushes right now. Okay. I love that YouTube is where the world comes to meet. Did I just make them a new slogan, Pretty Nikki? Do I need to get a hold of Susan Wojcicki and see if I can get paid for that? I should. I missed my calling in marketing. That's why I feel sorry for these moms' kids. They don't really seem to see or cultivate their kids having relationships outside of their immediate household. Them and a lot of other people. I mean, that is a commonality. Okay. I think that's very real in lots of homes. Okay. There are people out here who are very onerous of their families. They don't even want their kids to go outside to school. Shouts out to the homeschool moms. There's nothing wrong with homeschooling. Homeschooling is amazing. But there are people out here who live in remote parts of the country purposefully. They educate their kids purposefully. They keep their kids only unto them purposefully. They even have church on their own in their own house. I mean, did we not see the Browns? Did we not see Sister Wives barely want to live around people and do church? Cody is the leader of church celebration in their house. Some of the kids went to school. Some of the kids were homeschool. I mean, this is America, hun. Seriously. And not saying that you don't have a valid point. You do, but this is not uncommon. This is more common than you may realize, that people are in here being very selfish with their children because they have fears or they don't like certain people. They don't like Black people. They don't like Hispanic people. They're afraid of the borders. I mean, some of the biggest fears in this world, in the country, were exploited in the last administration. So whether you are of a certain political party or not, that's not my point. What I'm saying is this. There was a lot of dialogue about people infiltrating the borders. You had people running out, going buying guns, people who were homeschooling their kids. They didn't know when the apocalypse was coming. They are stockpiling and 10-year storaging their food. I mean, I keep a full pantry, but there's nothing in there that's going to be here after 6 months. I tell you what, that food will be rotated. We don't keep food for 10 years. Okay. But this is, remember this dialogue and remember the alternate facts. Remember the spinning of information. Olivia is a very confused and uneducated woman. So she's grasping at straws of people that she thinks are smarter than her or knows that are smarter than her. She has even repeated my words. Okay. I've heard my words in Olivia. Okay. She even used me in her stupid song. Okay. Because she thought she was getting back at me for me remixing her words. Okay. But I'm of the school of any publicity is good publicity, and I truly don't give a fuck. So all the bitches mad, I don't care. You should have turned that shit up. You should have made sure. But yeah, I can't not know that that's me. So whoever mixed the audio for her didn't ratchet my voice up enough and turn the audio of the music down so it would make sense that, yeah, girl, you put me at the beginning of your song. Okay. But yeah, Olivia is using YouTube as school, and she's taking bits of what she finds interesting or powerful and trying to have deep conversations with her audience. And girl, that's a fail. Okay. I'm giving you and Jasmine officially, you're fired today, and come back, get your weight up, open a book, and figure some shit out. And really what you need to know is not coming from a book. It's going to come from your soul. See if you can be in a room by yourself, quiet for, I'm just going to give you 30 minutes. No phone, no TV, no talking, no nothing. Maybe even the lights off, or looking out at that alligator infested lake that you have outside your window. Meditate for 30 minutes. I would love to hear the results. Forget about going to work out. Meditate and get one with your thoughts for 30 minutes. I would love to hear if she could even do that. Her head is probably full of so much noise. Period. Okay. All right, guys. I've talked enough. You guys are good. You guys, no one called in. No one called in. And no one called in. 362. How many likes do I have? What? Hold on. Let me refresh this. Hold on a second. I was like, wait a second. I got to have more. What? Okay, that's not true. Is it? Hold on. It's resetting now. Guys, don't forget about membership. Thank you so much, Steph. Thank you to all of my mods today, members, all of the awesome subscribers. Give yourself some manicure hands. Guys, thank you so much. Everybody in this chat is subscribed. Okay, 100, 202 likes. Guys, you're awesome. Thank you so much. We've had 2,400 playbacks so far. And 342 of you here at this moment. What I'm going to ask you guys to do, if you are not subscribed to this channel and you want to be part of the chat, hit the subscribe button. If you are in this chat, you're in the bushes, you're watching this chat, and you want to make sure that there's more chats like this early in the morning, what I'm asking you to do is to hit the subscribe button, guys. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get something, I get something. What I get is that number. What you get is this dialogue early in the morning. Are radio shows even existing now? Like, I mean, I know Charlemagne and all them are on and all that stuff, but if you're not vibing with that, or that's not what you want to listen to in the morning, I'm here. But what gives me the incentive to do that is when I see those numbers. Because you guys know I'm a numbers chick, right? It's not even just show me the money. It's I like to see those numbers. I like to know that what I'm doing means something to you or makes sense. And you show me that by try changing your YouTube setting. Okay. You show me that by giving me that handshake, which the handshake in this case is that like and that subscribe. Okay. So thank you so much. Speech over. That's it. So thank you guys. I appreciate all of you. Okay. So no questions, no call-ins. It's okay. Jasmine, you're fired as a daughter. Olivia, you already know you are fired. You got fired as a wife. And right now you are on a PIP. Okay. And since you've never worked in corporate America, what I'm going to tell you is this: a PIP is a performance improvement plan. Okay. It's basically you've been written up. Okay. You have 3 more weeks to get your shit together so that when your kids come home, you can demonstrate yourself to be approved. Okay. It doesn't matter what I think, but you know, deep down inside, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I would imagine, why don't you take a look at what your sister's doing and try and replicate that? Start from there. And anything that your mom did, I'm just going to go out on a wire. I mean, you're alive, and I'm assuming, I don't know, but if Stella didn't do the damn thing, then think about what Stella did, and the things that Stella did that were good, replicate those. Because Stella, I'm not trying to completely dog you, but what I'm saying is this: if Stella did some things that weren't good, you know what not to do. If Stella did some things that were right, Do the things that Stella did right. But if she kept you from your father, she talked shit about your father, she made it hard for you to connect with your family, and I'm talking about the other side of your family. If she wasn't there, if she was doing whatever she was doing, don't do those things. You don't need anyone to teach you the wrong things to do. You've seen the wrong things to do. Don't do those things. And when your gut tells you to not do something, trust your gut, because what happens is when you betray yourself so much, your instincts can shut off. You can actually dull your instincts. Okay? You have a fight or flight naturally built in you. But when you suppress it, guess what happens? You start making dumb decisions. You start not trusting your first mind, which is your gut, which is your instinct, which some people call the Holy Spirit. Okay? You want the best decisions to show up for you. You want to know what to do. Stop going against what you know is right for what's fun, or what you want to do, or to shit on somebody. Girl, you can't live your life trying to keep up with the Joneses. Honestly, both of these chicks trying to keep up with the Joneses. One of them are trying to make the Joneses out to be haters, and the other one is so in love with the Joneses, she wants to be the Joneses. These are two chicks that need to get their shit together and find out who the fuck they are. On that note, guys, I'm out. And I hope that you guys have an amazing day, and you guys know how to reach me. And I'm going to go and get myself together and cute. And me and my daughter are going to go get manicures and pedicures today. Okay? Okay. All right. I'm going to go. And Olivia, just because I know it gets on your nerves, here you go.
I will always. I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking
Don't
life.
get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit. Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still
I'm not beat.
talk my shit.
I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I'm not beat.
Whatever.
I'm not beat.
There's different
I'm not
technicalities to the shit.
I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I'm not
I'm
beat.
just saying, whatever negativity. Hold on. Hello. Alright.
I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. I'm not bitch. I'm not beat. I'm not beat.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty
beat.
bitch, and I'll still talk my shit.
I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I'm just playing.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit.
I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I'm just playing.
Don't get me wrong, I'm still a petty bitch, and I'll still talk my shit.
I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I'm just playing.
always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. I will always bring this up for the rest of his motherfucking life. Oh, why Fashion Nova keep hitting me up though? Cause I'm that bitch. 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 I'm just playing.